That's right. That's the session today. So I'm going to be the resource person. I don't want to call myself a resource person. I'm going to be with you, interacting with you, trying to share some little information that I have about the subject because of the interest that I have in the subject. And then let's see how it goes. I have one request though to all the participants. Please let us keep this interactive because I know whenever it is a session before lunch break or after lunch break, I get worried. And both my sessions in the FTP are around lunch break. So my worry is that, you know what, either you are waiting for going on lunch break or you're too heavy in the stomach, so you're feeling sleepy. So let's keep it interactive. Let's try and interact as much as we can. Like I said, we're trying and looking for opportunities where we get to speak with each other, know each other better. Uh, are you able to see the screen? Is there any challenge?
Yes.
Yeah, we are able to.
Great. Then I have 114 people on the meeting right now. So let's begin. Is it okay if I go off camera, or do you want me to be on camera? Whichever works. I'm pretty comfortable. It's just that if you have data issues, then I'll go off camera. And can I request the other participants also to go off camera? I see some of us on camera right now. And Ajmer sir, if you can go on mute, please. Thank you. Okay. Great. Good afternoon, everybody. So welcome to the second session of day 2 in the ATAL FTP on Education 4.0. Education 4.0. The title of the FTP is Technology, Industry and Education 4.0. And it is sponsored by AICTE and in the area productivity enhancement. And today, the first session was on stress management, and this session is the introductory session to Education 4.0. So even before I begin this session, I have a question for all the participants. The question that I have is, how many of you woke up today? May sound like a silly question, but then I have this question for you. You can either unmute yourself or you can type in the chat window. How many of you woke up today? Quite possible we attend sessions without waking up. Not the time. How many of you woke up, fully woke up today? Okay, don't go by the image there. It says for 7 o'clock. Okay, 5:30 is pretty early. Okay, little bit funny sounds, but yes, I woke up. Okay, 9:45 just before the session, Nida ma'am. Wow. Okay. How about the others? When did the others wake up? Woke up completely. Okay. 4:30 a.m. That's brilliant. 5:45, 5:30. Great. Fantastic. Nice. Very nice. 5:30, 5:50. Woke up 6:45. So early. Somehow lockdown and the COVID situation made us all lazy, especially me, because otherwise the kids would go to school, you'll have classes, and then now you don't have to do all of that. The kids don't have to go to school, they just have to log in from home. A lot of convenience there. Woke up early. I wake up early every day. Okay, nice, ma'am. Shika, ma'am. Manikandan sir says 5. Everybody on 5 or 6. Brilliant, great. Okay, all right. So I have another question now. The second question that I have for you is, how many of you woke up and first thing you did was to reach out to your phone? How many of you woke up and okay, Nida ma'am says first, yeah. We have reasons to give. I want to check the time. I want to see if the alarm is working fine. I want to see if there are any messages. Me to check the time. I mean, these are all reasons. But then, is that the first thing that we do? How many of us actually look for our phone as soon as we wake up? Okay. How many of us sleep with our phone with us, as in not even on the side table, like literally somewhere around the bedpost? Amir Khan, sir, you're not able to hear me. Is that the problem with everybody? Am I not audible?
No, ma'am, we can hear
Ma'am,
you
you
clearly.
are audible,
Okay,
your
great.
voice is a little bit breaking.
It is
Breaking.
audible but slight disturbance.
Yes,
Slight
yes.
disturbance. Okay, okay. Is it the background noise or?
No, looks like bandwidth issue, ma'am. It's actually
Ah,
buffering. Slight buffering is there.
okay. Can I please request all the participants to go off camera, please? I see some of us on camera.
दो बार
Some of us are still on camera. Can I please request you to go off camera?
కెమెరా ఆఫ్ చేయమంటున్నా.
Pranati. Okay. Ma'am, Pranati ma'am, we are able to listen to your personal conversations. Please go off camera and off, or please be on mute. Thank you. Unless you want to share something with us. Okay. All right. So great. The second question. So let's go back to the second question. How many of us actually, slept with our phone next to us? Satyanarayana sir, can I request you to go off camera, please? Please turn off your camera. I also have another ma'am on camera. Can all the participants quickly check if we have your cameras off? Satyanarayana sir, Dr. I. Satyanarayana sir, can you please go off camera? Please turn off your camera. The participants are facing bandwidth issues. Okay, all right. Great. So this is my next question to you. How many of you woke up and thought of the things you would learn today? This is the second day of FDP. So we all know that we're a part of the faculty development program. So how many of us thought of what you're going to learn even before you reached out to the phone? Even before we reached out to the phone. The first thing. Nobody? Okay, okay. So I have a poll. Now my question to you is, if there was a race between technology and education in your life today, based on your actions, what won today as soon as you woke up? Technology or education? So I'm posting the poll here. Did you get the poll? Okay. Don't type in the window. You can actually take the poll. The poll is active right now. You can take the poll.
Ma'am, we have not got any poll indication or. Okay, it's there. It's there, ma'am.
It's there, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
You can take the poll between technology and education. So far, I believe you're able to see the results.
Yes, 5 votes.
Right now, 6, 7, 8, 7. Let's see.
It's like presidential election, I guess. Very close.
Pretty close, yeah. Twelve, 10. Okay, okay.
I think Spoorthi ma'am, they are some of the participants are asking where to see the poll. I think it will be nice if you can explain. It's near the chat. There's a triangle, square, and a circle. You
Right,
have to click that.
right. You will have 3 icons on the right corner of the screen. I'll show it to you. Don't worry. Let me share it with you. So I'm sharing the entire screen with you. So this is the poll. So when you look at the corners here on the top, the third tab in the top right corner, first is participants, second is chat, third is the poll. You'd be able to see the polls and question answers there. When you click on poll, you'd be able to see it. So you see 32 people responded already. Technology got 18 votes and education got 14 votes. You can post your poll now. It's live. It's live right now.
Ma'am, where is the poll? I mean,
Might
Ma'am,
not
it's
be
on the
visible
top
in
right
the
corner.
mobile.
Okay, are you joining in from mobile?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, might be.
Okay, no problem, no problem. If you're joining in from the mobile, don't worry about it. You can post it in the chat window. That's also fine. I see that so far technology is winning.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
You
No problem.
already responded on it.
Yeah, on phones it may not be available. Great, great. So somehow I think technology is winning so far. So let's see. I have a video for you. Let me know if you're able to view the video and listen to the audio as well. The reason I'm asking you this is because on especially on Gtalk or Google Meet, it doesn't work that way. I have to play it separately. So tell me if you're able to hear it as well. Okay.
The history of technology in education.
Okay. Were you able to listen to the guide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Yes,
I will
ma'am.
play it then. So this video is on how technology and education are related. So the entire FDP is based on the relationship between technology, industry, and education. So this video is on the history and the relationship between technology and education. So let's watch this video and then come back and take it further from there. Fair? I'm going on mute and I'm going to play the video.
Now we can't hear. There is no audio now. You're on mute, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. How about it now?
Education. Let's begin.
Can somebody confirm if you can hear? Just a yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is audible.
How are you going to shape the classroom of tomorrow? The history.
Great. So I have this question for you now. So this video gave us information until 2000, the year 2000. Madam, no clarity. Sri Lakshmi ma'am, is it my voice that doesn't have clarity?
No, that is the audio from morning onwards. The audio is not clear in this Google Meet, madam.
Ma'am, it is the bandwidth probably, ma'am, because I have
Actually, yesterday 2 sessions which were there in the Microsoft Teams, it was very nice. Today, from the morning onwards, we are facing very problem with this Google Meet.
I have no idea
Present it is
because
okay, madam. Ma'am, present it
Google
is
Meet is a
okay.
lot clearer than my
Spoorthi ma'am.
Yeah.
There is no issues regarding audio or video, madam. So it is going on well.
Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2 cases might be there. That will be there. If you select any meet you select, that will be there, madam.
Yeah, right.
It is not compatible with all the devices because each device will have its own configuration, everything.
Correct.
It will be there. The problem with you, 100% it will not be there. How much ever you try in any case, madam.
At mine also it is clear.
Audio is clear, ma'am, pretty clear.
And maximum, even, let me add also, madam, even the NITTR, that is National Institute of Technical Teachers Education Research Institute is there, madam. They all use Google Meet only.
Right, we were asked to use Google Meet only. So let's continue. Sri Lakshmi ma'am, just try if you can get better network access, or if you're using mobile data, try to switch to Wi-Fi network if you have it, and probably this should be taken care of. So let's move ahead. My question to you is, to you was, the video shows information and technological advancements until year 2000. So what happened? What new technologies came into existence after 2000? You can type your responses in the chat window, please. What new technologies came into existence after the year 2000? Digital LMS, okay. Internet, AR, VR, of course. Big data, cloud computing, yes. Yeah, I'll turn off my camera. Thank you. I had somebody requesting me to turn on the camera. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Android, language laboratory usage. Great. IoT, big data, AR, VR. Yeah, a lot of new technologies that came into existence, right? Great. LMS, yes. Shilpi ma'am, Google Meet, yeah, right. There are a lot. Had it not been for all of these, we wouldn't be attending this FDP like this, at least, so conveniently from the comfort of our homes or offices in our own locations. So yeah, these are the new technologies that came into existence. But then whenever there is a new technology, Isn't it true that when technology races ahead of education, we see that always, even in our lives, in the poll that you responded to, we could see that technology was actually racing ahead of education. Yes, agree? Isn't technology racing ahead of education? Right. So what happens? So whenever technology races ahead of education, there are two things that happen. It comes with a promise, great opportunities to learn, execute new things, and it also comes with some unintended consequences. What could be some unintended consequences of the advancement of in technology, and especially in relationship with education? What happens if technology races ahead of education? You can type your responses in the chat window, please. Inequality of access, absolutely, ma'am. Yeah. Well, you're talking about inclusiveness, but then technology is one big divide now. Anything else that you can think of right now? Impact of productivity if it is not used properly. Failure of learning. Okay. Lot of distractions, loss of values. Great responses. Right, let's look at them. Okay, so let me tell you, let's go back in time a little. I usually take my participants on time travel whenever I do the workshop. It's one of my favorite activities. Are you with me? How many of you think you can do time travel? How many of us think we can do time travel? How many of you believe in time travel? Like those time machines. Do you believe time machines exist? All of us can do. Okay, merely possible. Okay, let's try something right now. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to, again, like the first session, it was actually a very good lead into me into this session. I'm going to ask you all to close your eyes and just follow my instructions. Now you can turn on your cameras if you wish to show everybody that you're actually doing it. Fair? Okay, so I want the participants to close their eyes and just follow the instructions, please. Now we will do some time travel. We will travel back in time a little. Let's start with the first day of FDP. Yesterday. The launch, the inaugural, the learning, the number of people, the problems logging in. Let's go back a little further to the time when you had actually applied for this FDP, or any of the FDPs for that matter. Another learning opportunity, another opportunity to meet new people, more convenient. Let's go back to March 21st, 2020. The declared lockdown, we never thought this is going to happen. It was so chaotic. We cannot step out of the house. Never in our lives we experienced something like that. People told us that we'll be imprisoned if we step out of the house. Let's go back a little further to January 2020. People are talking about COVID. There's news about COVID-19. People in China are getting affected. We thought it will not come to us. It's in China. How can it come to us? Let's go back a little further to our last academic year. We had so many plans at the beginning of this academic year, beginning of 1920 academic year. We wanted to do so many things, so many new things. Let's step back a little further and go back to a time in the past when we actually got the job that we're doing today. That excitement, that new place to work, that new role probably, that promotion. Let's go back in time to to the place which actually got us this job, our education, our colleges, where we went and did our courses, our PhDs, our masters. That college campus, that gate, that cafeteria, more importantly, and those people that we learned with, our teachers and our classmates and friends. Try to just look around and see. I mean, you'll be able to, with your closed eyes, you'll be actually able to see those people in that campus. Let's go a little further back to our school days. What days those were. The last day of a school when we cried. Like when we were in school, all our lives, all we wanted to do is get done with school. But that farewell day when we wept and cried and didn't want to leave school at all, those new hopes that you will not have to wear uniform every day when you step into college, but that fear of losing friends, that sadness, that favorite teacher of yours that always encouraged you, that friend of yours, that not so favorite teacher of yours who gave you a lot of homework. Let's slowly come back to our college days again. The last day again here. More than the fear of the sadness, it was the fear. It was the hope that will get placed quickly sometime soon. And the burden as well. Let's go further to this. Let's come further to the time where we actually started working and doing great things, making new friends here. How different is life at work? Let's come back slowly to today, the morning session, when we were practicing yoga techniques, where we also had the opportunity to close our eyes for some time. To now, and slowly open your eyes. You can open your eyes and turn off your cameras, please. You can turn off your cameras, and I just have some questions for you. Kindly respond in the chat box. Type number one, if you have seen at least one face with your eyes closed. One face from the past. Okay. My next question to you is, type number two. If you have seen at least one building or a gate, it can either be your school or your college. Great, so many people could see a lot of things, looks like. Great. How wonderful would it be? How many of us would want to take our children there and show them there without actually going there? If you had the opportunity to actually show your children or your friends or me or anybody in this FDP, would you like to take us there along with you right now? Yes, right? No, isn't that what virtual reality is doing to us? That is exactly what virtual reality is doing to us. The idea came from our brain. If our brain can go, we may as well take somebody else there. So let's do it. So how do we do that? Put on the headset and then take them there. By being at one place, anywhere in the world, you can actually go to a different place in a different time zone. By putting on that headset, you can actually go to Egypt, to a time in the past, to the time when the pyramids were built. Right, isn't that fantastic? It's great. But then you need to understand that it is not greater than our brain. Tell us or tell me, what technology did we use right now to go there? We did time travel right now. Do you agree that you actually traveled in time and went back in past? So what technology have we used? Now this is called NLP. It's basically, yeah, correct, psychological technology. So it's basically you send information to your brain and process it differently. But then how smart is your brain? It's smarter than technology, because technology is coming from the brain, and then we cannot, especially us, all of us being in academia, we have the capacity to train the brain that can do greater things than technology. So education ideally should always be ahead of technology. Agree? Okay, all right. Great, let's move ahead. So let's again take you all a little back in time to 1500 15th century. So that is when invention of printing press happened. So what happened when the printing press was invented? Earlier, education was not with everybody. Basically, when the printing press started, they started printing books, a lot of books, because transcribing, writing, and printing otherwise was a lot expensive before then. But when the printing press came, they thought it was a lot cheaper, so they started printing in bulk. But unfortunately, there were no people to read that, because very small section of the society could actually read, because education was not available for everybody. So this led to a massive social conflict and inequality back then. And then they realized it. People started opposing. There were all kinds of problems. They said, okay, let's bring the learning system, universal learning system. Earlier, it was only with the people with power, with money from the it basically was with the elitists. Now later it came to everybody. Education was available to most of them, not everybody. It was not like now. Even now, not many. If you look at the entire world, not 100% of the world is educated, but then it was available only for very few, let's say 5 to 10% of the population back then. So what happened because of the race between technology and education? There was this social pain, right? The social pain was that, there is this divide between society. The learned ones and the ones who were not learned enough, did not get education, the educated and the uneducated. So when they started educating people, there was prosperity. And now again, let's look at this here. Again, there is social pain. What are some what is some challenge, or what are some issues that we have today because of the divide? Do you think there is a divide in the society today because of technology racing ahead? Yes, there is a divide, right? What is the divide? Limited access. Yeah, people who do not have access. Yeah, I know. Correct. There is a divide. There is social pain again. So let's look at it. So let's look at the pandemic situation in 2020. The pandemic and digital learning revolution 2.0. There's somehow it triggered the digital revolution 2.0. McKinsey survey says that the rapid migration to digital technology is driven by pandemic, will continue into recovery. This was very recently in May 2020. It says offices will be more vacant because people will be working from their homes. A lot of new technology, new cloud space, new tools will be available in the market. A lot of new things will happen. Then let's look at the social pain today. Technology-based jobs versus other jobs. People who cannot use technology effectively, people who cannot work from home. Some jobs, many people lost their jobs. I mean, how about the delivery guys? How about the people working in the restaurants or hotels? How about a lot of other people who did not use technology as much? They all lost their jobs. Algorithms created by few techies decide how we shop, communicate, navigate, and do others. Agree? Because they decide for us. I mean, we don't have the choice because they are technologically more advanced, and then they learn technology well. Look at all these ads on TV these days. Coding for children. They're saying, you know what, a person, I mean, I saw that ad and I was surprised. There were people fighting outside the gate because the child apparently had created an app for somebody, and the companies are fighting. I mean, what are we trying to do? We're trying to create that, further widen that divide that we have already created. Yeah, I don't want to take names, Sujata ma'am. Yeah, that is the ad. So the gap, like the older times, between ones who designed the change and the others left behind. The gap is true again. It is there again in the society. And once again, technology races ahead of education and education falls behind. So the entire objective of the entire workshop or FDP is to make sure that we understand how education is supposed to change alongside technology and industry, so that we will be able to probably race along with the other two, if not lead. So support technology or education. What should we support? We are from the academia. So should we support technology or should we support education? I don't want to create the poll again because I know some of us are joining in from the phone. So you can type in the chat window. Education using technology. Very nice. Very nice. Match the frequency of education with technology. Namitya ma'am. Very nice. How about the others? Both. Okay. We need both. Both. Great. Okay. Proper blend. So let's see. So let me see. It is very embarrassing to introduce ourselves, right? So I didn't want to introduce myself. I don't want to read my profile when I started the session today. So let me tell you my story. Where do I come from? So before joining academia in 2018, I had the opportunity to work with some corporates. The biggest of the corporate, like I had the opportunity to work with Google, Genpact, HSBC over 10 plus years with the learning and development teams there. Okay, I was always with the training department, where I had the opportunity to train people across levels, starting from new hires to senior management level. I did my best to help technology race ahead of education in every possible way when I was there. Then I recovered, and then I realized that, the students, I also had the misfortune, rather, I would not want to call it an opportunity. I could have avoided if I should have avoided if I could, but then I didn't. I could not. These kids come there. I'm telling you the inside story of industry. The kids come there very happy because they are placed in a company. Their job is secure. It's the core area that they're working in. And after 6 months, they will be asked to get cross-trained. So in academia, the new NEP facilitates that. But then, for example, if somebody is there in coding and the person joins a company, the person is asked to get cross-trained either in HR or in finance or any other department, because they want to make sure that the work isn't disturbed in case there is any disturbance. So all employees are usually cross-trained. So if the cross-training doesn't happen, if it really doesn't fit well, if the person is not able to do his job well, he has a backup, right? And if he's not able to do well there as well, because students join with expectations, different kinds of expectations, and then if they're not able to, if the job is not up to their expectations, either they lose interest, or if the job is too monotonous, they stop being excited about it, and the company would not entertain that. They give them a slip and put them on bench. In 6 to 12 months, if you actually look at the data, now our colleges show placement data, but nobody actually shows how many people are fired or quit jobs in the first year of their employment. None of us good. I request, if you have any members here working with the placement cell, please go back and do a heat check with your students in the organizations. They are under tremendous amount of pressure while we are successful in placing them, but then how successful are we in doing that? Is just getting an offer letter enough? We need to work around that. So I've actually seen a lot of students, and because I really like interacting with people, I had interacted with a lot of students, brightest of the minds from the biggest of colleges, where I would see the same person in 6 months. When I would have gone to their college as a part of the recruitment drive, that person would be so promising. But then when it comes to the bench room, where they are given the pink slip, the way they just lose hope in life. I mean, what they go through is terrible, right? Please, I request you all to actually check with your students after they join industry as to how they're doing there. If not anything else, just do a heat check once in a while. Okay, so that is the realization that I had then, that the problem is not here. While we're doing a lot of training here, because in the 13 years that I was there, I grew up levels, and then I had managed trainings in various locations in the South India. But then I realized the problem is everywhere. The problem is not on the other side of the fence. The problem is on this side of the fence, that is academia, probably because we do not probably provide the support that they need during the bridge period. The period that the first year of their employment is called the bridge period. Now, during that bridge period, there is zero support from academia. I wanted to understand how it is working. So I just came to this side of the fence in 2018 and started working here, because I saw the bigger challenge was here, and there was bigger opportunity for us and for our society in digital education, supporting the students and catching up, because most of the times this was the issue. If they're coming from tier 1 cities and premier institutions, that wasn't a challenge. Then students coming from tier 2 cities and non-premier institutions, that was a big challenge for them. So I quit industry in 2018 to join academia and support education. And my interests lie in education 4.0, bringing education and technology together, trying to make sure that they both go hand in hand, and provide as much support as I can in my own little way in making sure that education races ahead of technology. That's what I do. That's for my introduction. Sorry for doing it so in between the session, but I thought, I mean, all of us are doing that. We want our students to do well in the society. We want education to win. So let's see what we can do. Okay. So now that we understood the relationship between, I hear some background noise. Is it me? I think somebody has unmuted their microphone. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm able to hear.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's go ahead. So we have now understood the relationship between technology and education. Are you with me? Please type a 1 if you're with me so far. Okay, great. So let's now understand the relationship between industry and education. All right. So education and industry are always interrelated. Industry, whatever industrial developments happen, then the weight comes to education. We are asked to produce the products for industry. That is actually how industry looks at these our students, our beloved students. They look at them as products, and then again we send the product to them. If that is good, again it's in green, and then industry sends that back to us. If it isn't good, we'll talk about product and why there is this disconnect between industry and education. But then we understand broadly that we are producing our product for the industry. Agree? Can I get a yes? Because that is how colleges look at learning, right? I mean, placed, yeah, great. Okay, great. Let's go ahead then. So let's look at the Industrial Revolution to begin with. So they talk about the 4 stages of Industrial Revolution: first, second, third, and fourth. Let's look at what triggered these revolutions. So before 400,000 years ago, there was no industry as such. There was barter system. People exchanged goods for goods, and there was nothing very concrete where people were working. So for example, if I wanted to exchange something, I'd come and exchange, and I'll take something in return. So barter system, you understand. In 1700, the first industrial revolution happened with the introduction or the invention of the steam machine. This is where people started working and hiring people. Okay. And then the second industrial revolution happened when they started producing electricity in 1800. It's called modern industrial revolution. And the third industrial revolution happened, which most of us were a part of, when the computers were invented in 1990s. Okay. And today we are in the fourth industrial revolution, which started in 2000. That is exactly where the video that we watched in the beginning of the session ended. So we're talking about cyber physical systems, Internet of Things, smart technology. So what is this fourth industrial revolution? Fourth industrial revolution in manufacturing and industry is nothing but the current industrial transformation with data exchanges, cloud, cyber physical systems, big data, 3D printing, all that you can think of. Now, what is industry? What are the industry demands? Industries are demanding to adapt and be agile in intelligent and self-learning software robots, multi-skilled, multidisciplined, and multiple jobs. Three things that we need to. You should be multi-skilled in various disciplines and various jobs. That is probably what NEP is trying to achieve. Let's look at that tomorrow. We have a session on NEP exclusively on 6th, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Seizing of present with unknown future jobs. Unknown future job, just imagine, there are cars without drivers on the roads. There are ambulances. And during COVID times, you did not require a nurse because the chances of the nurse or the doctor getting infected, the robots actually went around and gave the medicines. So everything around us is smart. Smart industries, smart technologies, smart cities. Now, do we have smart people to work for the smart industries using the smart technology in the smart cities? And is our education smart enough to produce the smart people is the question I have for you. Right. So too much of emphasis, like always, is always given to anything that is novel. For example, when we brought our new phones, we never kept them in the washroom, right? Right now, some of us probably are sitting somewhere conveniently and a phone is lying somewhere, right? We never took our laptops to our dining table, but then now the laptops have some dal on it. I mean, my daughter has put dal on my laptop yesterday, but it was precious when I first brought my laptop. So anything new is very fancy. That should not be the case. So because if the stress is on novelty of things, then it will not be new forever. Right, now let's look at how the Industrial Revolution influenced change in education, in academics, right? So pre-industrial age, before the revolution started, information, like we already discussed, and knowledge tightly held by those with wealth and power. It was limited and usually was provided by religious organizations. Limited curriculum, large percentage of population was unlearned. Life expectancy was low, and so was the quality of life. Market was localized. So in the industrial age, what happened in the industrial age? Universal education has started to rise in the haphazard form, randomly. Government forced to provide national education system due to industry, because industry needed more people, then it was required, essential for them to learn. And they needed people who are educated, so they started producing the products. Information and knowledge controlled by a few. Still, it was in control of a few. One size fits all, date of manufacturing kind of model, factory model. Rise of middle class and mass production started. Took many years for the education system and structures to be fully mature. Life expectancy was better than before. Increased markets. Information age until 1980s, from 1980s, I'm sorry, beginning of personal computer. Information is freely available and created by ever-growing community. Rise of social networking. Exponential growth in technology. Education now available for all and expected by all. Diverse multicultural countries, students with multiple range of interests, like the life expectancy and quality of life also increased. Globalized markets. Niche markets arising due to ability to reach large number of people quickly. This is how it has changed. Okay, so that is how industry actually influenced education over the years. So some questions that we all need to ask is, what are the jobs our students need to be prepared for in the future? If industry is influencing us constantly, and if industry is changing constantly, for the changing industry, what are some jobs that our students need to be prepared for? You can type your response in the chat window, please. One example probably is a driverless car engineer. Smart yet sensible workforces, yeah. Creative thinking and making useful machines, yes, yes, ma'am. Experts in robotics, okay, okay. Automatic traffic control, okay. Cryptography, work along with AI. We'll come to AI in some time, sir, Harish, sir. Autonomous intelligence, very nice. Big data, great, great. All right. So what kind of curriculum should we have to prepare the students for those jobs? Great, thank you for your responses. What kind of curriculum should we have to prepare our students for those jobs? Multidisciplinary, industry relevant, OB, okay. Problem solving, great. Value science integration, very nice. So how will the teachers be prepared to deliver the new curriculum? Are we prepared enough to deliver the new curriculum? How should the teachers be prepared? I just wanted to ask you this. How many of us as teachers had the opportunity to go to the actual ground of the industry, as in to the floors of the industry, and work with the technology that our students work in the industry? While I understand there could be orientation programs that we would have attended, but did we actually have the opportunity as a teacher to go there and work with that? I did. SAP is crazy. I tried to understand SAP on their floor and try to do that, and it can make anyone go crazy on the floor. SAP, learning SAP elsewhere is different, but then with the restrictions that the industries put on the students or their employees because of data security and all of that, it gets so difficult. There is little provision by institute. Why don't you? I recommend, please propose this. There are student exchange programs, there are internships, but then if we have to prepare our students for those internships, are we given opportunities to have internships there in the industry? Why should I not go and experience it first to be able to prepare? Tell my students, you know what, for me to be a guide, I should be guided enough, right? Gone are the days when the teacher was the sage on the stage. Now we are supposed to be the guide by the side, right? So are we prepared enough to be the guide by the side? Faculty should be trained enough. Great, great. So then we'll talk about the tools and technologies, right? So the stress and the focus is so much on tools and technologies, AR, VR, and all of that, and the devices that we use. We talk about smart boards, smart other things. Fine, all of this is fancy and nice, great. But then one should be trained. I'll share some research data from the US. In 2000, now the AR headsets and iPad came to us a lot later. We still don't use iPads in our schools yet. But then there is Harvard University's Harvard. So let me type this: HAR/VR. Please don't go there now. You can always go there later. So if you type this on YouTube, you will be directed to a lot of videos from 2006. So Harvard University has been working on AR VR ever since then, and then these they went and gave iPads to schools in the US, and then after 6 months they went and saw that the iPads and the AR VR headsets had broccoli on them, because teachers did not know how to create new apps on them, teachers did not know how to use them, and students got bored of the apps that are available on iPads. Right. So what I want to tell you is the focus is so much on tools and technologies than everything else that should be taken care of. I hope NEP takes care of that. Else, if the focus is on technology and the tools, as they are in vogue, schools and colleges will be filled with devices and there won't be enough content for it. I gave you the example about iPad in 2016. Now, can army personnel be undertrained? What happens if somebody in the army is undertrained and sent to the border with the gun? But we are actually sent to the border. If we are them, then are we trained enough is a question that we need to ask ourselves. I really don't know the ground reality there. I really don't know what happens in the industry. So how will I prepare my students for something that I haven't seen myself? Is a question that all of us need to ask ourselves properly. So I have a question for you. Okay. So what is this? What do you see here? What do you see on the screen? There's a hotel room. Okay. Okay. When, let's say, imagine you are coming to attend this FDP in person and you had to book a hotel room or you were given an accommodation otherwise on campus in a guest house. What are some things that you will look for in a hotel room? I think one of us is off mute again. Can I please request, because there's a lot of background noise from your answer. Thank you. Okay. So what minimum facilities like close to location one? I'm talking about the room, ma'am. Specifically, you step inside the room. What are some things that you need? Definitely a bed, comfortable bed. Okay. Anything else? Curtains. Air conditioning. Okay. Light. Hygiene, of course. Yes, hygiene. Internet. Cleanliness. Yeah. Wi-Fi. Bath, washroom attached. Okay. Okay. Great. So agree, these are the most common demands that we all have. Anybody with a different one? Comfort, sanitation, any other? Okay, so all of us broadly agree that most of us sleep the same way, right? Now let me show you this. You travel to another country and you're attending a conference. What would you like to have for dinner? It's an a la carte menu, by the way. A la carte is basically you order from the menu. It's not a buffet. So what would you order? Okay. Local cuisine, a soup to start with. Mahendra sir said that I'm not audible. Am I not audible? I get worried when I see that. Can somebody please tell me if I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, okay. Great, great. So, yeah, menu. Let's go back to the menu. What would you want to order? Okay, okay. Idli sambar chutney, veg thali, something light, local cuisine, soup, pure veg. Wow, we are so different. I mean, our choices when it comes to food is so different, right? Great. So people eat differently. Agree? Okay. This is my most favorite test activity ever in the last decade and a half. So I just need 3 volunteers, please. Can I have 3 volunteers, please, for this activity? So if anybody who's attended my sessions before now, anybody who's attended my sessions before now, is it the first time that you're attending? Can I get a 1 if you have attended a session conducted by me ever before? Okay, okay, not many. All right, all right. Okay, so then well and good. So can I have 3 volunteers, please? Or let's say 4. Can you have 4 volunteers? Okay, I got Mayur sir, I got Amit sir, Chandrasekhar sir, I got 3, 1 more, Shobha ma'am. Okay, done, 4 of us. Now what I want you to do is, I'm turning on my camera for a minute. If you can please pay attention. I want you to grab a paper, please. Any paper will do. Doesn't have to be white necessarily, because I'm not using white either. So any paper will do. The 4 volunteers, Jeevan sir, if you also want to participate, please, you can grab a paper. In fact, whoever can, you can please, if you have if you can grab a paper, please do, and please type 1 once you have it. Once you have it ready, please type a 1 and I'll go off camera. All of us will go off camera now. Okay, great. So I need some more people now. I have only 2 people with 4 ones are red. Okay, great, great. All right. So please, it's very important for all of us to go off camera now. Please turn off your cameras. Turn off your cameras. Everybody turns off the camera. I'm going off camera. Please, everybody go off the camera, please. Please turn off the camera, sir. Everybody is off camera. Rashmi Ranjan sir, please turn off your camera. Yeah, great. So why are we turning off the camera? I'm going to give you 5 instructions. Just follow these 5 instructions. Only 5 instructions. Follow the instructions, and once the 5 instructions are followed, we will turn on the camera. Fair? If you're with me, type Y to say yes. Great, great. So we'll begin. The first instruction is fold the paper in your hand into 2 equal halves. The second instruction is fold the paper in your hand to another 2 equal halves. Third instruction, tear it at the bottom right corner.
Please,
Fourth
please
instruction,
repeat the third.
fold it.
Please, ma'am, please repeat the third one.
Okay. Okay. Tear it at the bottom right corner. Fourth instruction, tear it at the, sorry, fourth instruction is to fold it again, sorry, fold it again. Fifth instruction is to tear it at the top left corner. Fair? I'm done with my instructions. I hope all of you followed your instructions. I am turning on my camera to show you my product. Please turn on your cameras to show us your products. Oh, wow, different products. The corners are different. Okay. Oh, that is Vinci ma'am has a different product altogether. Shika ma'am's corners are different because some of us have closed corners. Okay, okay. Oh, all right, all right. So we have different products with the same 5 instructions. Agree? Can you turn off the cameras now, please? Please, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for participating. Please turn off your cameras. I'm going off camera too. Okay, now there were just 5 instructions. Just 5, and all of us followed the same instructions. None of us ignored any instructions. But the product that we got is a lot different than the product that the industry expected. Ma'am, we are training our students very well, but then somehow these industry guys, they have their prejudices, they have their beliefs, they don't hire our students. The industry asked for the product, probably the one that I have, and you all did what they wanted you to do, but then your product came out differently. So who should we blame? Industry or us or something else? It's happening because you did not see the product before. It's happening because of the differences in the way we interpret information. It is happening because we all learn differently. So 130 of us had, let's say we would have come up with 10 different products out of only 5 simple instructions. Just imagine the amount of differences or different learnings that our students would be getting. Again, we all sleep alike, we all eat a little differently, and we learn very, very differently. And we are still using the one-size-fits-all manufacturing date factory model with our curriculums. And that is where the problem is. And what should the focus be on? What is AI? What is AI? It's 111. I'm worried.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay. What could IA be? Should we focus on AI or IA? If we have to focus on IA, what could IA be? IA. AI is artificial intelligence, ma'am. Yes. What is IA? Industry and academia? Yes, sir. Of course. Of course. Anything else? Intellectual ability? Okay. Okay.
Internal assessment.
All right. So internal assessment is also a good one. Okay. Intelligence amplification. Agree? We probably will have to focus more on making sure that we, in the process of educating them, amplify or help them see beyond their challenges, right? So what is Education 4.2 again? Education 4.2 is the response to the needs of Industry 4.2, where man and machine align to enable new possibilities. It harnesses the potential of digital technologies, personalized data, open source content, and new humanity of this globally connected technology-fueled world. Establishes a blueprint for future of lifelong learning. This is what was explained in the first session yesterday by Professor M.V. Ramnara. This is exactly what Education 4.0 is, and this is how different it is from Education 3.0, which was basically for Industry 3.0. So if you're still sticking to Industry 3.0 and not moving ahead, then it's a problem. So fourth industrial revolution and the future society, basically the World Economic Forum has given us these tipping points expected to occur by 2025. So I'm going to ask you these questions as per their survey and their findings. They said 10% of people wearing clothes and reading glasses connected to the internet. I'm not talking about people wearing clothes. I'm talking about people, clothes being connected to the internet. Do you think this is happening already? I think wearable glasses connected to the internet have come already, not in India, but elsewhere, right? But are the clothes also connected to internet? I know ACs are connected to internet and lights and others. Anybody in the, can you please respond in the chat window? Do we have clothes connected to the internet already, or is it happening in the next 5 years? No, it is not done yet. Okay. Let's look at the next one. 1 trillion sensors connected to the internet. It's more than that thanks to the pandemic. The first robotic pharmacist in the US happened already, right? We all saw it. Why only pharmacists? Okay. The first 3D printed car in production, the first transplant of a 3D printed liver. I doubt if this has happened, but then it apparently will happen in 2025. Driverless cars equivalent 10% of all cars in US. Probably yes, because they actually started off the ambulance thing without the driverless cars. So probably yes. 90% of population using smartphones. I think it has happened already, right? If there is a phone, it is mostly smartphone. People are there without a phone maybe, but then not many people without smartphones, except for my grandmother. In my family, nobody uses a normal phone. I don't know, including my daughter who's 4 years old. Globally, more trips, journeys via car sharing than private cars, of course, thanks to Ola, Uber, and everything else. First city with more than 500,000 people without traffic signals. I was worried and scared of this city. I would never go there. 30% only in smartphones. Okay. All right. So cool or scary? Is technology, are the technological advancements cool or scary? I don't want to create a pool. You can just type in the window. Is it cool or scary? I'll ask you why. Because we are teaching machines how to think. We're teaching them how to understand our behavior and how to defend themselves. And we're also giving them opportunities to practice deception. What possibly could go wrong? Do you have children at home? Anybody has children, very young children at home? Yeah, we do, right? My daughter is 5 years old. Okay, yesterday I went down after the workshop, and she screams and yells at me and says, "I hate you, Mama." I said, "Why do you hate me? You're ruining my life." I said, "Why am I ruining your life already at 5?" She says, "You're not allowing me to use internet." Because I didn't allow her to watch WhatsApp videos yesterday. I apparently ruined her life, and she hates me for that. Okay, these our kids. And then what do you want to do about it? I want to scratch you, hit you. I'm so angry. And Dada, her father apparently asked her not to do that because I'm the mother. Now, just imagine a machine that we have created, thinks like that about us, and is heavily armed. And just imagine it gets upset with us. What would happen if a machine that we've created that is heavily armed gets upset with us like our children do? Terminator. Right. It can be very dangerous. Now tell me, is it scary or cool? For any generation. Is it scary or cool? How many of us think that it is cool? Scary, of course. Yeah. So let's see, what is the problem? Let's move a little away from technology and now focus on. So we looked at technology, industry, relationship between technology, education and industry. Now let's get into education system purely, and let's talk about India. Okay. My question to all of you is, what is the purpose of education system in India? Can somebody type? Increasing productivity, yeah, getting more placed, yeah. To get a degree and a job, period. Lifelong learning is not even there, okay. To clear exams, okay. Minimum societal knowledge. Is that the objective? Is that the goal? The purpose of setting it up? Getting a job. Primarily getting a job, right? Employment, skilled person. Go abroad. Kiran's a good one. Right understanding of right or wrong. Okay, great. So let's go back in time again. So I'm taking you again on time machine. I'm going to do that the next couple of minutes. We are at 1:20 right now, and I'm sorry, I may have to extend the session by 10 minutes, please, if that is all right with you. Just 10 minutes. Okay, great. So please respond if that is all right. Okay. All right. So 1800, what happened? East India Company came to the country, and they had one big problem. What could that one big problem be? What, according to you, was that one big problem East India Company faced when they came to India? I'm sorry, I got disconnected. It looks like technology did not like me talking about technology, belittling it, so it kicked me out of the computer. So I joined back. I will quickly share my screen. Give me 1 minute. So we're talking about 1800. So the problem that most people have in their marriages, right? So it's basically communication. They had a problem communicating with us, right? So they said, you know what, educate them. And education for them was English education, right? I'm sharing my all syllabus again. Something happened this time also. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The slides as well? Are you able
Yes,
to see the
ma'am.
slides? Great, great. Let's move ahead then. Okay, so that is what has happened in then. And my second question to you in this section of the session is, do our students fully understand why they are studying what they are studying? Very few. So I was making this PPT the other day, and I was making changes to it. Because of the kind of crowd or the participants we have, I wanted to make sure that all domains are included, because we have people from chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, English, management, and other departments. So I was making this PPT, and then I asked myself, did I understand what I learned when I was learning that? So I'm a science graduate, then moved to language, and then did my PhD in language education later on. But then before then, when I was in school, I was made to learn mathematics, which I'm scared of, petrified of. Okay. So then I asked, whenever I asked my mother or school teacher as to why should I do this, I don't like it. I was very vocal about it, just like my daughter is. My mother said, this is something that you will need in your life. This is the most important thing that you need in your life. And I went to school. I said, probably plus minus is something that I need, and I know it very well. I don't need calculus, right? Calculus, why? Why under the sun should I learn calculus at all? I was made to learn calculus, integration, disintegration. I never liked it. And the reason that they gave me is, you will need it all your life. Okay. So, I did some research. So before the first day of the session, I was awake till very early in the morning. And then I went to the holy place of all answers. What is the holy place of all answers? Google. Right? So, yeah, I went to Google and I wanted to ask Google, what is the practical use of calculus? I type, so you can look at the time here. It's 4:04 a.m. on 2/11/2020. Okay. I didn't type anything before then. I typed, what is the practical use of? And even before I could say something, it says calculus. Either Google is in love with me totally and looks like it is extremely good at reading my mind, or there are a lot of people in the world who actually have this question. What is the practical use of calculus? Because that is what was told all our lives, right? So students that we're teaching also do not know why they are learning. They're a lot different. But then Gen X is a lot different. These guys are very technologically advanced, like you said. How different are they from us? So lots of research has been done on how generation is different from the current generation. Let's bring alive some research, something that the research says. Fair? It's true. Let us start with this one. The current generation is tech dash. Fill in the blank, please. Tech savvy. Great, great. Then we as in our generation, we are also tech savvy. We are tech averse. We are tech lovers. Okay. We are technically, okay, tech challenged. Okay. Tech dependent, tech resistant. Digital natives. Okay, great, great. So how tech savvy? You said they are tech savvy. So I think I did a very good guess there. So tech savvy, if they are tech savvy, how tech savvy are they? So like I said, video calling. My daughter, I told you, she's 4. trying to reach my mom the other day on phone, and then my mother did not have network, and she asked me to call her on a normal phone, direct, no WhatsApp call. My daughter dropped the phone. She banged it on the ground and said, "The phone is broken." I said, "No, it was not broken. You broke it now." I said, "Why?" I asked her. She said, "No, it is broken." I said, "No, it isn't broken." She says, "No, I cannot see Amamma." Amamma in Telugu is grandmother. "I cannot see. Your phone is broken. Just throw it and get a new phone." 5-year-old she is. Okay. So for them, it actually somehow technology reestablished the belief system that we always had, that, you know what, when you talk to the person, you look at them. Right? For us, it was okay to just pick up that receiver and just talk. These kids can fly drones. They print their 3D work, artwork, and submit. They play VR games like nobody's business. Cloud computing, coding. 7-year-old in India have more common in 7-year-old with 7-year-old in the US than 65-year-old in India versus somebody within the same country as well. Within the same state, 2 65-year-old people are different when it comes to technology. But then the 7-year-old in our country is almost doing the same thing that somebody there in the US at that age is doing. But I want to ask you, how about us? How tech savvy are we? Heard of gaze tracking? Anybody heard of gaze tracking? Gaze tracking, nobody, right? I also didn't hear of it until very recently when my student told me. I was taking a session and a student told me, "Ma'am, there's this gaze tracking tech software. Just download it, ma'am. It will tell you if you are paying attention or." Able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So the network doesn't like me talking about it without respect, so it actually threw me out of the uh, meeting. So gaze technology, you apparently can download a software, and then it will actually tell us if the students are concentrating while they are attending the class. That was rocket science for me. So how is what are the considerations for students and career development, especially of Gen Z in education 4.0 setting? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves even before we start training them this academic year or next. How are they selecting majors and career choices? What motivates these students? What do they care about? Opportunities for personal and professional development. And more than anything else, these students actually are interested in opportunities for growth. They look at generous pay. They want to make a difference or a positive impact in the society, and they want job security. These are the findings from the research. What do you see? Do you see this image? Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry. I should have started sharing my screen again. No problem. I'm sharing it right now. Okay, do you see this image on the screen right now? Do you see what's happening here? Do you see these two ladies sitting in between while people are working? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is a image of the Stone Age, from the Stone Age. These two ladies are talking about the most favorite topic of all mothers, especially about that is somebody else's kids. So these two ladies are talking, and the first lady asked, "What is your kid doing? What does he do?" Like our aunties next to our homes asked of our mothers. So the mother said, you know what, my son is a hunter. He used to hunt deers and other animals before. Now he's promoted, he's hunting elephants. She's very proud of him. The second mother, again, she says, okay, so what is your son doing? The second mother said, you know, my son is absolutely useless. He doesn't do anything. He sits in this cave all day. He doesn't hunt, but then he draws these images of hunting, of people hunting inside the cave. That is all he does. Now you tell me, which of these two sons actually helped us knowing Stone Age better? The first son, or the hunter son, or the artist son?
मैं यहाँ कुछ एक दो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रही हूँ, वो आप लोगों को खुद से सॉल्व करना है.
Garima man, can you please go on mute? I'm muting you. Okay. Yeah, the second son, the artist son, not the hunter son, right? So the mother thought absolutely that the son was useless, but that wasn't right. The most useful son was the one who was not doing anything, drawing and painting and sketching inside the cave, right? Right? So are technical skills enough? I'm axing my own foot being a humanities teacher if I'm saying, you know, technical skills is all that is required in the world for students to go ahead. I'm axing my own foot by saying so. It's like shooting a gun, pointing a gun to myself and shooting myself, right? So beyond technical skills, these are the skills that the World Economic Forum recommends by 2020. And I'm sure all of us know of these already. And the question is, I'm going to share this PPT with all of you. The question is, are we actually training our students on these? So do our students already have these? Because if this came in 2015, in the last 5 years, we would have worked around our syllabus to train our students on the 10 skills listed on the left in blue. Our students already should have these 10 skills. If they don't have them already, then it's a problem. It's a big problem, because the skills for the future are going to be furthermore different. So I went ahead and asked some of the students what their expectations are. So we heard one side of the story. We also need to listen to their side of the story. So they want solid knowledge base and real world applications. They want clear and organized presentation of material. More so because we upload everything on the drive, and then they say you can go and everything is uploaded, and my notes are uploaded in the drive. You can take it from there. People are getting worried and confused. Want to be stimulated, active, and participatory. Want to know why. Then and how does this activity work? Why are we doing it? Even before they learn. So unlike me, who never asked why calculus day before yesterday. Want faculty to be enthusiastic, helpful, and engaging. Expect customer service. Again, if we still believe in the factory model where we are producing products and selling to the business, our customers are not industry. Our customers are our students. So if we provide customer service to the industry, I don't know why we're doing that, because we need to provide customer service to our students who are our customers, direct customers. Want face-to-face contact, but accept boundaries. So this is typically how our class is usually. So we need to also make sure that we always include student groups. So I have a question. If this is a typical class where 60% of the time is spent on lecturing, 10% is given to student independent work, and 15% to group work, and 15% to others like taking attendance or erasing the board and other stuff, and or asking them to stay calm and all of that. So what do you think students retain from that one session? What do you remember? If you remember this session after today, what would you remember this session for? The activities, right? Innovative ideas activities, right. So please make sure that we give more time for student activities and engagement, because that is exactly and probably the only thing that they remember more so in the online setting. So how will the teachers teach is the first question that we need to ask. Online, in person, face to face, blended learning, synchronous, asynchronous. How will the students learn? Are they using their computers, laptops? Are they actually traveling to a different place? One of my students, my scholars, is at a remote location and she's actually going to somebody else's place to access internet to talk to me or to send emails to me. So it's very important for us to stay connected with our students. What will the teachers teach? The content. How will the learners space look like? Because it's no longer going to be the same that it used to be a year ago. What are the roles of the teachers in the new setting, in especially Education 4.0, in the pandemic situation and in the post-pandemic world? What are the roles of students? What are the attributes of students and teachers? These are some questions that we need to ask ourselves. And then we prepare ourselves for the future. So that brings us to the end of the session. Your questions are welcome. We do not have the time right now, but then I am here. I thank you very much. I've taken 7 minutes extra. Thank you for being very patient, audience. Thank you for being very engaged, audience, rather, for interacting throughout the session. So if you have any questions, they're welcome. You can either unmute or you can post your questions in the chat group. I'm stopping the screen sharing. I will definitely share the PPT.
Madam, to engage the class, we can follow Bloom's taxonomy, madam. Actually, it is well defined.
Of course, sir. Higher order, lower order thinking skills and all that. Yeah, absolutely. Bloom's and Anderson's. Of course, yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
You're welcome, sir. Tripti, ma'am, what is the attendance issue before leaving this session? I didn't understand your question. What is the attendance issue? There is no attendance issue. The link will be posted in the group, not the group, the chat window in forenoon and afternoon, twice daily. Okay. And then once you respond, you only have to respond once forenoon and once afternoon. And we will take that forward from there. And regarding your attendance getting uploaded on the AICT site, I think I gave you the clarification already. Don't worry, I would repeat it. I have written to AICT because it is not allowing me to mark attendance only for a day. It is asking me to mark attendance for all 5 days together and then submit. Shobha ma'am, Ravi, if you're on the meeting, can you please share the link? Shobha ma'am, the link is already shared. The attendance will be collected twice daily, once before lunch, once after lunch. Please be present on the meeting so that you don't miss out on that, please. And do not share the link on the WhatsApp group, because yesterday I was worried. 188 participants in WhatsApp group, we have 170 people, 189 responses in the Google form. That was, wow. People who are not even registered participants responded there. So anyway, Ravi, can you please share the link? Ravi will post the link here. All right. Thanks, Ravi. Any other questions? Everybody, thank you very much. I'm glad you liked the session. But today's session was more talking. So tomorrow I also have another session at 2:30. I will try and make sure that we have a hands-on session tomorrow. And also the session next by Sai Satish sir is also going to be hands-on session. So if you can please log in through your computer.
Ma'am, it says you marked the attendance already.
Yeah, like I said, it will be collected twice. So twice daily. So if you mark it in the first session, that will be enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next session will begin at 2:30. Thank you very much for being great audience in this session. And should you have any questions, I'm right here. Or if you would like to leave the room and join back in, please join back by 2:20. Thank you.
Ma'am, I just wanted to confirm, like we need to put attendance just any one of the session?
Ma'am, it's not one of the sessions. Today we posted it multiple times, but then it will be posted any time during the first session or the second session in the forenoon slot.
Okay, because yesterday we marked our attendance in both the session, forenoon and afternoon both.
It will happen today as well. You will be
Okay.
getting another link for afternoon as well.
Okay, okay. So we are supposed to like mark it in both the forms, right?
In fact, it is supposed to be every session, but we thought, why to trouble everybody so much? Let's do it twice instead of thrice. That will lower the burden a little on you as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Spoorthi ma'am. Thank you.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you. Okay, everybody, have a great lunch, and I am glad you liked the session. Meet you all on the other side of the break at 2:15, please. Please, 2:15, 2:20 max, please come back. Because once the session begins, the pop-ups actually can create a lot of disturbance for all of us. Thank you again. Have a great lunch. Bye for now. See you on the other side of the break.